everybody. Let's add our participants. Dun, dun, dun. Super great Tuesday. I know it's a different time than usual, but this is what worked best for our creators this week. So hopefully we still got some people that can join. If you're in the DFW area, the weather is crazy, but crazy good, I guess. Hello.
Going
Good. How are you?
pretty good.
Good. Thanks for joining. I'm trying to add everyone. Da, da, da. Okay, great. So you've invited everyone. Carl, how are you?
Doing great. I'm doing really good. Yeah. Pretty busy, but yeah, pretty.
Hey. Oh, maybe. There she is. Elena, hello. Not yet. Oh, and gone. We'll come back.
Yeah, so I'm so grateful to be a part of this, and I'm curious to learn a lot. So
Yeah. No, this is gonna be great. Oh, she's
So
back.
sorry, I couldn't get the audio to work, so I was like, let me leave and come back.
No, that's great. Hey, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
We're gonna wait. We have two more people who said they could potentially be here, so we might wait like one more minute. One person said they're unavailable. That's okay. But again, thank you guys for taking the time out. I know it's kind of a weird time, but I appreciate everyone hopping on.
no, my day's winding down. So I mean, like from the work. So, yeah.
Amazing. Elena, I loved the pictures you sent in our Discord
Oh,
today.
thank you so much. I just got them back and I thought they were so funny.
They are
Nice to
fun.
meet you, by the way, Elena.
Nice to meet you.
So fun. Okay, well, we can, I guess, just get started, and then if people want to hop on, they can request to join. But yeah, if whoever wants to go first totally can. But just introduce yourself, talk about what your medium is, and just kind of, yeah, just say hello to the audience.
You want me to go first, or you go first? All
You can go first, that's fine.
right. Well, I'm Carl Scoglin. I'm a musician from Austin, Texas, and I just happened to release my third album on Friday of this week, or last week. So yeah, I've been doing music for a very long time, since I was like 12 years old, and I'm just trying to pretty much promote it right now. And I just did like a video that's coming out very soon, like a whole live production of the album. Just trying to promote it and trying to grow as a musician. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just a passion of mine, and yeah.
awesome. What got you started? Like, when did you start doing music? Was it from a pretty young age, or are you pretty,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yes. That I was like 12 years old, and I was inspired by my best friend's dad playing guitar. I just saw him. I would always go to his house and just play like video games and stuff like that. And his dad would be like, I just hear him wailing on the guitar in the other room, and I was like, man, we should like start a band or something like that. So yeah, I ended up doing that. Throughout my teenage years, I was in a lot of like rock bands, and then as I went into college, I did a mix of things. I was in hip hop, R&B groups, and all kinds of stuff. So music, I'm very, I'm all over the place. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks. Elena, how about you?
That's so cool, by the way. My parents went to UT, and that's where they met.
Okay.
So I grew up going to Austin all the time. But I am Elena Rosales, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. So pretty close. I'm a musical theater major currently. I'm in my last year at school, and but it's actually my third year, so I'm graduating early. But I'll be out of here. And I've been doing musical theater since I was like 7. I was in my first production, and I think my parents were just trying to find a way, like, for me to not be screaming all around the house and singing at the top of my lungs. So I think they wanted like a place to like put all of that. So that's how I ended up there. And I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the community and just the people that were always inspiring me, always learning from other people. So yeah, I think that's how I got started, and then now it's a part of me. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Do you know remember the play that you were in when you were 7?
yes, I was in Annie,
Oh my God.
Everybody's first show, right? I was in Annie, and I got to be three parts. So I was one of the orphans, July, and then I was Cecile, who's like a person who works in Daddy Warbucks' house, and then I got to be the star to be. So I got to sing that like NYC song, and I should not have been given that part. Like I should not have, but it was great and it was super fun. And I think since then I was hooked. I was like, oh, obviously.
Yeah. That's
It's really cool. I admire people who can do theater because that's like an area that I haven't. I can't say I never explored because when I was in high school theater, I remember doing Othello and stuff. So, um, but
It's so crazy. And there are so many different like parts of it, like even singing, acting, dancing, right? But then even like different, like a play is different than a musical, is different than Shakespeare, is different. There's always something to play with and always something new to learn. And so I think that's why it just keeps me on my toes.
great.
Man, that's awesome. I'm also really impressed by people who are, I mean, both of you guys are talented in singing. I cannot sing. I was involved in theater in high school, but I was like the light girl. So
Yeah.
very impressed by both of you. And y'all are both in the Discord, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So anybody here, if you haven't checked them out, I know, Carl, you announced your album release and have put a few things in there, and Elena has shared some pictures. So yeah, if you guys aren't in the Discord, check it out because it's a great place to connect with creators also. But my next question, I guess, is just how has the contest been so far? How has your experience with the community been? Kind of what has that been like for both of you?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty new. I mean, so, but for the most part, it's pretty welcoming. I mean, I'm great to connect with other artists and creatives. So, so far so good. I'm looking forward to learning more about it and just staying involved for a good long while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having a blast, and I had never really used Discord before. That wasn't something that wasn't the kind of like social environment that I had used before, and I think it's so fun, and I think that like everybody being able to share at once and just like
Mhm.
it's like this huge group chat really, and it's just like anybody can share whatever they want and anybody can say whatever they want, and it's so cool. And I think it doesn't like have a lot of the pressures of like other social media,
Mhm.
and I think it's so cool. So I've been having a blast and getting to meet people and see their really cool new things. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think Discord is so fun. It is definitely like it's not as mainstream as, like Instagram, Twitter, whatever, but it's so fun and it's really this personal kind of community. And yeah, Carl, like you said, I think creators come to the Apollo community, but they don't leave very easily because we're just so invested with you guys. And so it's not just like a one and done kind of, hey, here's me, okay, I'm leaving forever. It's like you get support for a really long time, and I think that's super special. So glad y'all are both in that. And then another kind of user generated question was, what would each of you do with the winnings if you were to win? What your plan is for the future or what's next, even if you win.
Okay. So for me, marketing is where everything's going to go for musicians. It's so much money to be able to do, especially when it comes to you're just talking about Instagram and stuff like that, like influencer marketing, like on TikTok, Instagram. It costs money to do some of those things, and also like Facebook ads, Spotify ads, uh, pretty much just like any kind of aspect of like working with Fiverr to create like content. Uh, Everything just costs money to try to really promote and market as a musician. Playlist pushing, so everything. It would really help because everything goes back into that avenue, that revenue. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yes,
everything.
yes. I can't even imagine. It's so crazy. For me, I have a lot of auditions coming up because I'm leaving school, and so it's no longer like the safety of, oh, I could get a job for the summer, but I'll end up back at school. So if I need to go home or if I need to go somewhere and travel. It's less of like free summers now. So I have a bunch of auditions coming up, and you have to travel to get to them. There are auditions before auditions. There are fees. There are headshots. Just everything that you could possibly think of. Agency fees. Just crazy things that honestly aren't what like artists think of, and that's not the part that we love. That's not like what we want to be doing, but just being able to be seen by people and having that not all come from a struggling artist, I guess, is, yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks that we're gated behind like paywalls to like really kind of get our content out there these days, pushing just marketing, like even what you're saying, like being able to be able to go to the auditions. If you can't afford it, you can't even like, can't go and make it happen. So it's in the same ballpark for me. Like if I can't spread my music out enough, it just like it doesn't get enough exposure, so not enough people hear it, and it just falls on deaf ears. Because like I've always said, if you can be the best musician in the world, but if you don't have marketing, you're nothing. Like it's just so sad, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. If money wasn't like, that big question everyone asks, like, okay, if money wasn't an issue, if marketing wasn't an issue, what's like the big dream for both of you guys? Cast a big vision here.
I just would love to be able to spread my art with the world,
Yeah.
have, if they can relate to it, that's great. And I think that's my dream and aspiration that I have, is just to be able to connect with people. Um, and it's very, I'm very appreciative of like when someone comes back to me and they say like a song is affecting them right now, or they listen to this particular track and it's impacting their life in a certain way. So just having that ability to do that on a larger level, and get the art out there, I think that's my dream.
Hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah. Just being able to do what I love, really. But I would love to end up in New York, or LA, because those are the hubs for musical theater and TV and film. And not being able to have to worry about if I'm going to be able to pay rent would be
Yeah.
super great. I also would love to travel the world. At the top of my list currently is to go to Greece.
Oh,
So if money wasn't an issue and I could just do whatever I wanted in between contracts, I think I'd end up in Greece.
wonderful.
But yeah, yeah, just be able to go to all these things and not have to work a survival job to take the time off to then go try and get to do what I love would be great.
Yeah, that's
Is
great.
I was
And
gonna, if her dream was like, is Broadway in general like kind of stuff, or like, yeah.
Yeah, Broadway. But then I did a bunch of film work as a kid, and I did a movie this summer. And so being able to kind of join both worlds, I think the coolest thing for me would be able to do a movie musical and have that live forever, because live art, once you're gone, I mean, you can't really record most Broadway shows. It's
mhm,
illegal. So having something that's like permanent and
mhm.
is still what I love to do, I think would be so cool.
Like what was recently done with like the Hamilton show.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's so cool. Nicole, welcome.
Hey, sorry I'm a few minutes late here.
No, no, that's great. We're doing some vision casting for, if money was no issue, what would you do with your craft? What's like the long-term goal?
Let's
If it
go.
was great.
Do what?
Yeah, what would you answer to that question? What would you do if money was no?
If money was not an issue, I think any creator, especially if you're making things, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I think anybody would just buy all the tools that they would ever need if money was ever not an issue. That's probably what I would do, is just get all the tools. I know right now I'm like really starting. I just hit 1 year with my small company, Crackerbox Co., and
Mhm.
just selling jewelry. I've been making jewelry for 2 years, but this is 1 year. And I really have just been on Etsy, just selling from there and doing like a lot of small scale stuff. And I think I'm really ready to take off. So
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, however much it would cost to really put myself out there even more, build a website, get even tools to make things more professional. That's all that I would be using money for. It'd be legit.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Nicole also, for our audience, is also in the Discord, and she sent a really cool video of some earrings, some Apollo themed earrings. Those were awesome.
Yes.
Super fun. I wear those every day. Are the ones that you're
I'll
wearing ones,
you what. Do what?
did you make the ones that you're wearing right now?
Yes. These are like fall leaves. They're
Adorable.
really fun. Super unique.
Yes, I love them. Is a question we asked a little bit earlier was what is your plan for if you do win? Like what would you do with the winnings? Is that kind of what you do, is buy supplies or get a website started? What would you do with that?
Yeah, so I do. I want to get a website going, and so that would be my next big step. But then also, as a jewelry maker, one thing I've learned is like it was really easy to kind of get started with doing polymer clay because it didn't require a lot of tools at first. And I slowly like acquired different tools, but I really want to get even deeper into jewelry making, like soldering, metalworking, metalsmithing, things like that, to make even more quality stuff that's just it just gets better and better, and so that requires a lot more tools, and so I would be using the winnings to really kickstart some of those tools that I would need for that.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
exciting. That's awesome. Um, well, I had one more question that was submitted through our like audience questions. Kind of talking about like collaboration. Either what has your, I know that you're all in a little bit different of a medium, but if you have collaborated before, kind of what that meant to you, or what that opened for you, or what collaboration means to you, or future plans, anything kind of like that. Like, what does collaboration mean for you? I expect some different answers, I'm sure, from each of you. But whoever wants to go first can tackle that if you'd like. Yeah.
I can start. Okay. So obviously, I think in like every single show, you're collaborating with different people and you get to learn from them. But more recently, I've been really lucky to be in this program because one of their main things here is to bring in a ton of guest artists, people from Broadway, people from LA, all sorts of different places, choreographers, directors, and to learn from them. We this past weekend had Natalie Weiss here, and I don't know if you know who she is, but she has built her own life in this business and is really big on TikTok and basically takes riffs and like what you would sing and all these notes, and she breaks them down so that they're clearer when other people hear them. And so we got to have her this past weekend and we all got to work with her and learn from her. And then we had some people come for, like we have some people now for the show that we're currently doing. We have 3 guest artists and they they specialize in swing dance, and the show is swing, and so they're teaching the students here how to even swing dance, and how, because that's not something that we are just innately inclined to be able to do. So we're learning from that. And then we have just even professors that have had like crazy like amazing careers, and then they come and they teach us how to not only have those careers but then also like have a family and have relationships and do things like that. So it's always collaboration here, but I just think the different ways that we've gotten to have it has been amazing, and I think it's just kind of shown that like teamwork is the greatest way to create something when you have people to bounce ideas off of, when you have like people who take what you're doing seriously and you take what they're doing seriously, and you get to learn from each other. So
Yeah, just learning things that you would never be able to learn by yourself. Like, I don't know that you can learn swing dancing from a YouTube video or something.
I couldn't.
That's awesome. Yeah, anybody else?
I mean, I think Elena, you pretty much hit it on the head. Like for collaboration, you have the people that you work closely with. Like I have a band, so obviously I'm collabing with them. And then you'll have other musicians that are on stage if you're playing shows that you can collab with. On my album, I actually have collaborated with other singers. So there's a really good singer on the album. Her name's Luann, and just being able to just have a different perspective and have a different kind of vibe on the album that is not my voice. It's a different voice. It's a really great experience because it just adds another dynamic to the whole the whole artistry thing that you're trying to do. So I think collaboration is important, and I'm planning to collab with a buddy of mine on a Christmas album. We're trying to get it out
Cool.
before Christmas comes out, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, like collaboration is all in music. We're always doing it, but yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know about y'all, but I think that this can start like right now, and I'd be happy.
Right.
So, forward to that.
It's let's go.
Just slowly waiting until November 1st to put up decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make you a Halloween tree. I saw that the other day. I saw Lindsay Sterling did that. She threw up her Halloween tree. I was like,
That is so cool. My whole family like goes all out for Christmas. So like growing up, my dad has this like, I don't know if it's 10 foot or 12 foot, but it is a huge tree. And we have like really high like ceilings. And so he decorates it the exact same way every single year. He might play around with a few things, but that is his like pride and joy. And just growing up with like, we were not allowed to touch that tree. Like we could not touch that tree. We had our own kids' tree that we could decorate however we wanted. We were not allowed to touch that tree. So I cannot wait to go home and not touch that tree.
Look at
part though. Like, you know, talk about collaboration, get the family around, like put stuff on the tree as you're like, you know.
Kids' tree.
the collab.
Collaboration is everything, even with stuff like that. I don't know. I'm from Louisiana, and so here, like, we keep our trees up, and like, we change it out for Mardi Gras. I have family that'll change it out for almost every holiday, and won't take their tree down until the summertime. So it's a lot of fun, and they're like constantly like working together to change out the theme of the tree.
Mhm.
So I never thought about a Halloween tree. I don't know why I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I
What
love it.
part of Louisiana are you from? 'Cause
I'm from North Louisiana.
you from North?
So originally from Shreveport. I live in Monroe right now.
Shreveport. I was born in
You're from Shreveport?
Oh,
Whoa.
I was born in, yeah, and then I went to LSU in Baton Rouge, and then east over here to Austin. That's where I'm at now. So yeah.
Wow. This is such a small world.
That's so cool.
And then,
I love it.
oh sorry,
I went to do what?
I was just saying Elena was saying she's from Dallas, so I was like,
Oh, okay.
not too far from each other.
yeah. And my parents went to college in Austin, so we're all over the place.
I love all these connections. Okay, so this was one thing, like bringing it back to collabs. Whenever I first started in like the maker world, and I would like follow people on Instagram and stuff, they always talked about how they could like they were always surprised by like all the people that they met, and I would be like, I'm just sitting in a room by myself making earrings. Like who do you meet like doing that? But it's so true. And I think even things like this, like there's so many connections. And honestly, you don't have art. You don't have, whether that be like the theater, whether that be music, whether that be jewelry or painting, all those things. I just don't think you have it without other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not the same.
Yeah, I think anything that we try to make by ourselves, like, is just pales in comparison to what you can make together. So that's awesome. I was wondering what you would say with being more of like a physical artist. I know that can be a little bit different than collaborating with music or whatever, but that's true. And there's a big community out there in every medium. We do a lot of, we should do some shoe contests, and every shoe creator has always said like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the community was out there. And then I started and there's like 10,000 people that make shoes and you would have no idea. And I'm sure that's the same for every, yeah. Well,
It's
that's
so-
awesome. Well, guys, anybody watching, this is your reminder to go and vote on our website, apollocrypto.org. Where can I buy Apollo? Also on the website, there's a lot of information about where to buy Apollo on the website. But yes, if you haven't had a chance, check out these creators. There's 2 more that are also on the website. Give them a follow, look at their pages, vote. The contest ends in a few days. And thank you guys. If y'all want to say anything else before you go, a little shout out. But other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, I was just going to say thank you. I just want to say thank you to the Apollo community, because honestly, I was like scared of anything like crypto. It was like, what is cryptocurrency? I didn't want to touch that. And now I feel like there's just this whole new world that is opened up to me that I'm like, this is so cool. Like, it didn't have to be as scary as what it was. So thank y'all for making it less scary.
And
Yeah.
for supporting people like us and letting us have a
Yeah.
way to try and like get ourselves seen. Every single person here has worked really, really hard, and it's nice to have people that want to uplift people like us. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, I express the same sentiment. Just I'm glad to be here. Glad to meet other creators, and yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day, and love this little Austin, also Louisiana meetup situation we had. That was awesome. But have a great rest of your day, and good luck with the rest of the contest.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.